Hello and welcome. Every single day, we're constantly comparing things. Which car is faster, which recipe needs more sugar, which job pays better. Well, math gives us this really powerful language to make those comparisons super precise. In this explainer, we're going to unlock 3 key tools that are seriously going to change the way you see the world around you.
Okay, so picture this. You're in the cereal aisle, staring at the shelf, and you're faced with this classic dilemma. The bigger box costs more, but, you get more cereal. The smaller box is cheaper, but you get less. So how do you really know which one is going to save you money? This is the exact kind of question we are going to untangle today.
Because the answer, it's not always as simple as just picking the biggest box or the cheapest option. The secret weapon here is seeing the hidden relationship between the weight and the price. And we are going to arm you with a mental toolkit to spot these relationships everywhere, helping you make smarter, faster decisions.
All right, let's start with our first and most fundamental tool. We're talking about ratios. These are the basic building blocks for every single comparison we're about to make. So what even is a ratio? Well, it's actually pretty simple. It's just a way to compare 2 quantities. And what's great about them is how flexible they are. You can write them with a colon, like 3:2, or with the word 2, as in 3:2, or, and this is the most useful for us, as a fraction, 3/2. All 3 ways mean the exact same thing.
Now, ratios are most powerful when they're simple. Let's say 80 students take the bus to school and 120 take a taxi. The ratio is 80 to 120. That's kind of clunky, right? So to simplify, we just write it as a fraction, 80 over 120. Then we find the biggest number that goes into both of them. In this case, it's 40. Divide the top and the bottom by 40, and you get 2/3. So the simplified ratio is 2:3. For every 2 students on a bus, there are 3 in a taxi. See? Much clearer.
And here's a perfect example of how ratios work in the real world. A pancake recipe calls for a 3:2 ratio of flour to milk. Okay, great. But suddenly you have a ton of guests coming over, and you need to make 4 times the pancakes. You don't have to guess. You just scale the ratio. Multiply both parts by 4. 3 cups of flour becomes 12, and 2 cups of milk becomes 8. That 3:2 relationship is still there, so your pancakes will taste exactly the same. There will just be way more of them.
But ratios aren't just for scaling things up. They're also an incredibly cool tool for dividing things up fairly, whether that's profits, an inheritance, or even just a cash prize. Imagine a grandmother wants to share $800 among her 3 grandkids based on the ratio of their ages, 20, 15, and 5. So first, we add up the parts of the ratio, 20 plus 15 plus 5. That gives us 40 total parts. Then we divide the total money by the total parts. $800 divided by 40 means each part is worth 20 bucks. Now we just distribute it. The 20-year-old gets 20 parts, so 20 times $20 is $400. The 15-year-old gets 15 parts for $300, and the 5-year-old gets 5 parts for $100. It all adds up to $800. Perfect. Totally fair division.
Okay, now let's build on that with our second tool, rates. If ratios are for comparing 2 similar things, rates are what we use when the units are different. Think of them as the great equalizer. A rate is really just a special kind of ratio that compares 2 things with different units. The magic word you always want to listen for is per. Think about it. Kilometers per hour, words per minute, or, in our cereal problem, dollars per gram. It's always one thing measured against another.
And this right here brings us to the key idea for making fair comparisons, especially when you're shopping. The unit rate. The unit rate breaks everything down to the cost for just one single unit. 1 gram, 1 egg, 1 liter. This is how we finally compare apples to apples, or in our case, cereal box to cereal box.
And here it is, the moment of truth for our cereal. For box A, we divide the price, $3.60, by the size, 400 grams, and we get a unit rate of 0.9 cents per gram. Okay, now for box B, we divide 450 by 500 grams, and we get the exact same unit rate, 0.9 cents per gram. So it turns out neither one is a better deal. They're the same value. The bigger box just feels like it should be cheaper.
This is exactly why the unit rate is so powerful. It just cuts through all the noise of different packaging and different sizes. It equalizes everything, letting you see the true cost. Whether it's a 6-pack of eggs or a giant carton of 18, the price per egg tells you the real story.
So we have ratios to see relationships and rates to compare different units. Now for our final tool,
Proportions. This is where we bring the first two together to solve problems and actually make predictions about the future. A proportion is simply an equation where we set two ratios or two rates equal to each other. It's just a statement that two things are equivalent. And its main purpose in life is to help us find a missing piece of information, an unknown value that we usually call x.
Let's look at a classic problem that proportions can solve like instantly. If we know Karen's baking rate, 14 cakes in 6 hours, how can we predict how many she could make if she had more time, say 15 hours?
We do it by setting up a proportion. On one side, we put the rate we know, 14 cakes over 6 hours. On the other side, we put the rate we want to find, x cakes over 15 hours. By setting them equal, we're basically saying that her baking efficiency, her rate, stays the same.
Now for the fun part, solving it. We cross-multiply. That just means we multiply the top of one fraction by the bottom of the other one. So 6 times x equals 14 times 15. That simplifies to 6x equals 210. To get x all by itself, we just divide 210 by 6.
And the answer is 35. With 15 hours of work time, Karen can make 35 cakes. Proportions gave us a clear, predictable answer. It's a fantastic tool for planning ahead.
So there you have it, your complete toolkit for comparison. You've got ratios to understand relationships and divide things up fairly. You've got rates to make equal comparisons between items with different units. And you have proportions to use those rates to make predictions and find that missing piece of the puzzle. From the grocery store to your monthly budget to planning a big project, these three tools are literally everywhere. So the only question left is, now that you know how to look for these hidden relationships, what's the first bit of hidden value you're going to uncover? Thanks for joining me.